broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, AfterBuzz TV. We are back. This is your SNL after show, and while we may be down two hosts, we are not short of energy. I promise you that. My God, we both had enough coffees to keep all of AfterBuzz running the rest of the day. I swear to God. I am your host, Danny Hoyt, and joining me today is this little Kiwi.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Crossman. It's nice to be here.
It is nice to be here. You know what? The only other time you and I have hosted, just you and I, was right here in these two seats, where I believe we made a bet that I would eat a durian.
We did. We did make that bet.
However, I won. So I don't have to eat one.
No, and I had no stakes in it.
So no projectile.
That was the worst bet ever.
Well, today's sometime on this show, we might have to make that bet with the stakes for you to eat a durian.
Sure.
All right. Katie Wilbert, a usual host on this panel, she has a show tonight called Jeff Goldblum. Where am I looking? I'm going to look here. The Time Traveling Prophet. It's a sketch comedy show she's doing tonight, so that's where she is.
Yes.
And Kelly's unfortunately away with some personal things. She will be back very shortly, but our thoughts with both of them, and good luck to Katie tonight on her show. But here we are. We're going to dive into this SNL episode. Taraji P. Henson. What do you think of when you think of Taraji P. Henson? What's the first thing you think of?
I mean, I guess the point of reference that seems to be the most popular would be, Empire. So, I don't know. I guess I didn't really have a huge knowledge of her leading up to this. I, seen her around, but I haven't had a personal kind of opinion about her being like, oh, cool.
Sure, this is where... You know what I think of? I mean, well, she said in the thing, she's been around, show business for 20 years.
Yes.
I actually thought it was funny because she said, and white people finally... How did she say?
Yeah. Great. I literally fall into the stereotype. She's like, white people finally know who I am.
After 20 years of show business, white people finally... but the first thing, this is weird. The first thing... By the way, shout out to Steven, our producer back there. Steven, how are you, sir?
Doing pretty good, guys.
What do you think... Steven, I want to ask you, what do you think of when you think of Taraji P. Henson?
You don't want to know.
No,
No, we do.
That's a good stall tactic. What do you really think of?
I think of the article I read in the news about her calling out the police officers on that story on her son.
Oh, what was it? Wait, what was the story?
Her son was pulled over.
Okay.
In the South. I don't remember what state it was in. Her son was pulled over, and the officer treated him completely fairly, let him off, was like, hey man, just don't do that again, gave him a warning, was like,
sure.
There was weed on the guy, didn't do anything about it. He was like, you know what, you have a nice day. Taraji goes on interviews and things like that and says that he is abused and it's racial discriminated against by a police officer in the South.
Whoa!
So that's what I think of with Taraji. I haven't seen Empire though, so I hear she's a phenomenal actress. But that's just what I've heard.
Okay.
Wow. Well, mine's not gonna. I should have said mine first because mine's not gonna match that. The first place I think of Taraji P. Henson is from the movie Four Brothers, with Andre 3000 and Mark Wahlberg. You remember this movie?
I don't know this movie.
I don't.
That's the first place I think. I don't know why. That's a fantastic movie.
Okay, well, I'll add it to the ever long list of things that Kim has not seen.
That's where I first think of Taraji. Anyways.
Okay.
So here we see Taraji come out, and she does a pretty good job. We'll dive into. I want to know your specific thoughts before you tell me overall. I want to know sketch by sketch, and then we'll talk about it overall at the end.
You want to do the opening? Or you want to do monologue first?
No, we're gonna go to the cold open. But I mean, as far as her job as a whole.
Oh, her job as a whole. You know what? I thought it was cool. I liked that she played a bunch of different characters.
Let's do it now.
Wait, what were you saying?
Let's do it at the end.
Oh, you meant as a whole, what I thought about her performance?
Yeah, we'll wait to do it till the end. Kim Crossman.
I didn't listen.
It's okay. Do you want me to turn you up?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Technically, be turning me up. Okay, so let's dive into this. I want to go right into the cold open, and then we'll review basically her job at the end. So
okay, sure.
Right off the bat, I was excited for this.
Yes.
My favorite My favorite cold opens are ones that are not, I mean, they're politically, like they can have a political thing, but when they're just a little more goofy, we get to see a character. It's not so much to pull in the adults that might be going to bed that they want to hook on Saturday Night Live real quick. This was something for everybody. And Kate McKinnon as Hillary Clinton is so good. Did you like this?
I did. I mean, I think that Kate McKinnon in this whole episode was amazing, and this was a great way to start it. I mean, I went into watching this episode hearing about how SNL were ruthless in this sketch and how they went too far and stuff. I honestly completely disagree. I thought that it was hilarious. And I don't know if it's the same way with the Tina Fey doing Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin thing. But I feel like Kate McKinnon's going down that route of like, I actually like Hillary Clinton a lot more because of the way that she's portraying her as like comical. So I guess now I'm got this blurred thing of like, who's Hillary Clinton? Is she Kate McKinnon's version of it? Like, I guess
we like secretly hope it's Kate McKinnon.
Yeah. Because I mean, I thought that it was amazing. She did some great things like. Hillary's a granny with a twinkle in her eye, like that.
Yes. What were the first two that she did?
Oh, I'm not sure, but
I'd have to go back and watch. They were reminding me of Anchorman.
Oh yes, the vocal warm-ups, so funny.
What was it? Hillary's a granny with a twinkle in her.
Yes, yeah.
Can you look to camera and do this?
Hillary's a granny with a twinkle in her eye. Like it was so good. I like the meet my hand in the air.
Yes, the high five.
So I kind of went into this being like, oh, it's going to be so offensive and da-da-da. I love the way it was shot. I love the vertical camera thing to make it be like a selfie. Yeah,
that's cool because several years ago they wouldn't do this kind of stuff, which selfie stuff is modern, and I thought it was kind of cool that they actually said that she might like do her tape that way. Well, we know now, because this is after this was shot on Saturday Night, that she actually has announced her bid for presidency, which means we get a ton more Kate McKinnon. I could not be more excited about that. But there's a big surprise in this.
Yes.
Daryl freaking Hammond shows up. Steven, did you get to see this episode? We didn't get to chat beforehand.
Nope.
Okay. Daryl Hammond, I don't know if you knew this, Kimberly. He is the longest tenured SNL cast member ever.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
From 1995 to 2009.
Wow.
That was his run.
Wow.
So he was there when Clinton was like actually like having the cigar and the and Lewinsky.
Okay.
So I don't know how much he's available. I don't know if he's around. I don't know if he's committed to this, but because we're going to get a lot more Clinton sketches, obviously.
You expect to see him a lot more.
I don't know. I was going to ask you, but I don't know if there's no way to know for sure. We just get to see him.
No one else plays. Does anyone else do Bill Clinton as a long running character? Or is
like
that
anybody
his
that's
thing?
on the sketch or on the cast right now. I don't know, and that's the thing. If I had to guess, my pick would probably be Beck Bennett to do.
Yeah.
President Clinton, I think he could probably do well. He's got a similar facial structure.
I think if they set it up with him playing it, then we're probably more likely to see him come back a lot.
Right. At this
I would hope so. I think that's cool. He's so funny. He's so good.
He was great. Okay.
That was so good.
My favorite one, though, of all the selfies she did right away, it goes off the rails right away. Vanessa Barrett, is trying to keep her on the rails, and she goes, "Citizens, you will elect me. I will be your leader."
Relax your face. More. So good. I thought this was great. I mean, does this affect... Because I'm not an American. I'm a fraud. I just come here to act.
What?
But... with the Sarah Palin thing, I know that she obviously wasn't running as such, but do you think that this is going to help Hillary in the long run if they keep doing it? Like, do you think it's going to be in her favor or work against her?
Interesting you say that. I think I mentioned this to you off air a couple weeks ago. They made a joke about one of the guys that was running for president on Weekend Update. And I said it's interesting because SNL plays a vital role in pop culture in determining the paths of where people go and what people think. People listen. People that are impressionable listen. And so a lot of young people, so when they're saying these things and making fun of people and maybe that they're against, gays or that they're against, that they're semi-racist or they, have a history of whatever, when they bring these issues up and make fun of them, it leaves a negative connotation on this person. Whereas I feel like the way they tease Hillary, they're not actually making fun of her. They're making jokes using Hillary, but they're not actually slanting negatively towards Hillary. Does that make sense? So, that being said, to answer your question, I think it's going to help her.
Yeah, well, that's I guess my thought. I'm like, I think Hillary Clinton's hilarious because I think of now Kate McKinnon, and I'm going to continue to think.
Right, she's not even going to do funny things on TV, and you're like, oh my God, that was great.
Yeah. Or
Hillary killed it.
Or the isms will be the same, and I'll go, oh, the physicalities are the same. So yeah, I think, obviously I can't vote in this country anyway, but I think it's interesting how I'm like, oh, I like Hillary. I don't know. I just wonder how it will shift the pop culture and the way that people vote in terms of that. And
I think it will help.
Isn't being a known household name, don't people vote more likely to vote for that anyway? Or
I mean, I think
let's get into politics.
Well, Hillary, you already have a known household name, so I think that all they're going to do is add, like when Tina Fey played Sarah Palin, and Amy Poehler was then doing Hillary. That was a thing that became viral. That was like the beginning of when things really were like going viral for us. Well, not for SNL, but those were some sketches that went real viral. And I think that they made people pay attention. I don't know if they pushed people towards Sarah Palin or not, but I think they made people pay attention. So I think that's what this will do. So,
well, I thought this was A+ because I thought it was hilarious.
No, there we go. Let's move into the opening monologue. Taraji P. Henson saying she made it. We talked about this after 20 years in show business. White people finally know who I am. I thought if Katie would hear, she would say this. I'm not a big fan of the singing unless it's funny. I thought with Michael Keaton the singing was funny. I didn't think Taraji was necessarily funny in this. The cast members were brilliant. And I thought her reactions were good, but the cast members, like Pete Davidson, he is my runner-up for MVP of this episode. He had a couple very funny moments. I thought him saying, like, I'd be a well-adjusted sophomore in college. I don't know. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I agree. However, I think that I didn't find the song particularly funny. I kind of got the idea of it, but I thought that she killed it in terms of her performance, her commitment to it. She held the floor well. Yeah. I feel like she sounded great. I feel like, yes, the cast members added to it, but I've also seen people do the singing monologues who can't sing well and kind of fall into it. I feel like she did definitely pull focus and stand out. So
I mean, girl can sing.
Yeah, and that was cool to hear.
Like, so I mentioned this last week when Michael Keaton was doing stuff, you could hear the crowd laughing. You remember me saying this?
Yes, I do.
I didn't hear a thing from the audience. No, that's a good point. Like, it was silent. And props to her for committing and, like, not paying attention to her surroundings and doing it, realizing there's millions of people watching on TV. But in that moment, I was kind of like, yeah, if I was up there and no one's reacting to something I'm trying to be funny in.
Yeah.
I mean, you've performed in front of live audiences millions of times. Not millions, but hundreds.
Yeah, millions of times.
Potentially thousands.
All the time.
But when people don't react, you notice
That's never happened when I've been.
Fair enough. But be honest, has that ever happened?
Well, I mean, I think it's... Yeah, you definitely feed off the audience. I don't think it's a great thing coming out the gate if everyone's quite quiet. But also, I think it's hard with a singing monologue, too, because people are trying to pay attention to the jokes and the words, too. So,
I mean, I know for me, when I spoke in front of people, there was a couple years where I was speaking in front of students every single day, and when I would lay jokes and they didn't catch, no one laughed, it's kind of like, oh dear God. Like, you think of it and throws you off. So my reason saying this, props to her, she pushed through it and she did own it, like you said, which is good. My favorite was probably Leslie Jones. Pete Davidson was good, but also Leslie Jones saying, I've done some stuff, I should be in jail.
That's funny. We always write down the same lines. That's so funny about it.
We should be friends in real life.
Seriously, I've done some stuff. I mean, I always laugh when Leslie's just being Leslie. Like, I would...
That's why I think she made it on the show, because last year she came on Weekend Update. She did this whole thing about, like, birthing LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. She was like... fake cutting off umbilical cords, like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and she's like cutting like with a machete.
That's awesome.
She was just being her crazy self, and I think people started to be like, "Whoa, why is this girl not on the cast?"
Yeah, Leslie being Leslie.
Leslie being Leslie. Before we move into the first sketch, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's watching. We're live on YouTube right now, so if you are watching us for the first time, you can do this. Most weeks we'll be live on YouTube. If we're not, we'll be live on AfterBuzzTV.com. If you're listening and you're subscribing on iTunes, you downloaded our podcast. Kimberly would like to sing you a thank you right now.
Would I? You can sing it, because I can't sing.
We thank you, all our patrons, for... I feel like this is like a Family Guy sketch. If you heard that beat, Kimberly was making that on her chest. So if you'd like to see that, you can log on to YouTube and search this after we're done with the show. But for real, thank you guys so much.
Dirtier than it was.
It sounds
great. Yeah.
But for real, this is why we do it. So I know that we're a couple days after. We've had some scheduling conflicts, but we will always make sure we get you the show, whether it's the day after, the next day, Tuesday. We're going to get it to you. So we're here. So thank you so much. And thanks to Steven for being our producer. Steven, that's where you say you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Right on cue. All right, let's move into the first sketch here, Adult Depends Legends. We've seen SNL. They usually do these these little digital shorts. I saw somebody write this on the HitFix website. They wrote that they think this older guy who played the guy wearing the Depends is the same guy from the Oops, I Crapped My Pants digital short. I don't know if you ever saw this.
No, I didn't.
I think they're right.
Okay. I
think they brought the same guy back. You know, they'll use some of the same actors for digital shorts and things like that. I think it's the same guy from the Oops, I Crapped. If anybody knows, tweet it to us. Or Snapchat us or something, because I want to know the answer to this for sure. Okay. But I'm like 75% sure they brought
So he's the poop your pants guy.
He's their guy for anything that has to do with bathroom humor.
Interesting. What about that guy for crap your pants? Yeah, he'd be great at this.
He likes crap sketches. But they do this thing about Depend Legends, so that you can you're crapping into Depends with Legends faces on them, like Clark Gable. One of my favorites was all the female DAs from Law and Order.
I wrote that, yeah. the Greatest Generation collection. Oh man, trade them with friends. Make history in your pants.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. It wasn't, a home run, but it wasn't. They didn't miss. It was funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
You loved it.
I loved it.
Great it.
I would give it an A. I think Vanessa Bayer plays that character so well, and I know we see her do it all the time.
How do you define that character? What's the character that she plays so well?
What's the best way to? Very passive and happy and
agreeable.
Very agreeable, like I guess like stereotypical housewife type character. Middle America. Yes. Yeah. What do I do? Yeah, that kind of. I don't know. I think that she does it so well.
She does.
I thought this was really funny. I mean, I think adult diapers are hilarious in there themselves. So the fact that old people can use them as trading cards and stuff like that, like I just think I thought it was great. I liked the acting in it. I think they did it exactly like any kind of infomercial for any said product would be.
They do that so well, yeah.
So yeah, I really liked it.
We've had a couple people tweet in before and say to bring back our grading system. So I'm going to give these a grade, A+ through F. In some cases, I pulled out an F- if they've been really bad.
Wow.
I know. Well, I have to be honest. I don't want to just be like everything's great, because not everything's great.
Sure.
But most stuff is. Mm-hmm. So we got to keep it real here at AfterBuzz TV. I give this a B-.
Okay.
It's in the B's.
Sure.
Okay, next we have a court sketch where Pete Davidson is a student on trial for sleeping with his teacher, played by Cecily Strong. This is the sole sketch on why I'm going to give Pete Davidson my MVP runner-up. Because I thought he was so... If he can be this funny all the time, because we know he's funny as himself.
Yes.
We saw him do stand-up when he first came on. Mm-hmm. We saw him do stand-up a couple weeks ago. We said it was a little not as good as his first one. We saw him on the Justin Bieber roast. Like, he is a funny guy.
Yeah, you said he was really good.
He was fantastic. This was great. Did you laugh?
I did laugh.
Okay.
Well, you say how you did. You liked it first.
Okay. Here's why I liked it, because when he went into the list of nicknames, I couldn't hold my giggle. Did
you write some of them down?
I did. I missed one. I think I missed one. But he goes, "Did you write some of them down?"
I did. Yes.
He goes, "Yeah." Did they? He gets asked by the DA, like, "Did anybody call you names?" He goes, "Yeah. They called me the man, luckiest guy ever, my hero, baller, Lil Pimp, Lil Baller, the one, Goodyear Pimp, Fred Pimpstone, Ren and Pimpy, King of the Teachers, After School Special, Teacher's Petter, The Boy Who Lived."
Please let me do the
Gavin,
last one.
The Great, Magic the Gavining, and
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious dope kid. I thought that was genius.
Yeah, that was really good. The other one
I asked what I could do for extra credits, and it was on. And
I love that Keenan kind of played this judge who's aloof, like, wait, before you get up, pound it. My favorite, though, I think right away when I got it was when she asks him, so your relationship lasted how long? And he was like, 5 glorious weeks. And I was like, oh, now I understand the tone of where this is going. Right. My only knock on this sketch Well, do you have any knocks on the sketch?
I have one, yeah.
Go. Tell me what yours is.
It's probably the same as yours. I feel like it ended weird. Yeah.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
I mean, I thought it was great. I like the premise of it. I really like the bit where he goes, yeah, it brought me closer to my dad. He bought me a beer. I thought that was really funny.
He said that.
Yeah, like, did your family dynamic change or anything? And he's like, yeah, as soon as my dad saw a picture of the teacher or whatever. But I felt like it ended weird. He pounded it, and then the camera kind of pans, and he goes to see her. It just kind of, I felt like no one knew when it was ending. And I feel like with so many great one-liners, you could have ended with a really strong tag, and it just kind of fizzled. It was like pound it, and then he walked over, and everyone was like.
I have a question for Sarah Morales, who's watching right now. She said the Mary Poppins nickname was the best part. Which one is the Mary Poppins nickname officially? Am I
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
Oh yeah, I guess it would be that. Oh, I was thinking there was another one. That one's so good. I was not even. Okay, sorry. Thank you for chiming in. People are live chatting with us. I love this.
Hi.
The Bentley Ninja, by the way, gave the last sketch a D-.
Wait, the Depends one?
Yeah, a D-.
What? Adult diapers are so funny.
Also, the Bentley Ninja says, am I the only one that feels like Kenan plays the same types of roles all the time? He does play similar roles, but that's freaking Kenan. And I think that's why he does them, and he does them while he's always consistent. You know what you get. And he's funny. Like, the fact that he kind of smiles while he says things that are funny, I feel like as an audience member, as a viewer, I'm laughing too, because Kenan's laughing. I agree with him.
Yeah.
You know, there we go. And it's also, it has been rumored that this could be Kenan's last season. So, he's going out on his terms. We've talked about that. Let's move on to the next. Oh, one more line. When she asks him, and how did your classmates treat you when they found out? He goes, I would describe it as the end of the movie Rudy, and I was Rudy.
I like that. He got given an Advil from fist pumping or something the whole way home?
I had to take an Advil because my shoulder hurt from fist pumping all the way home.
I thought it was funny. Did you rate it?
I did. I'm giving this an A, a solid A.
Okay, I'd give it a B just because I felt like they had such a great platform to put a tag at the end of it, and they didn't.
What's a good tag?
Like a good one-liner, like finishing and closing it like a nice little present, rather than just like such a strong thing, and then you don't get a payoff. Like there's no flip, or it's just a fist pump and out.
Jaleesa Franklin, I will shout you out if you give me something to shout you out about, girl. Talking to some of the people that are live chatting with us. If you guys want to get shouted out, we love these people are asking us questions and commenting. We love when people do that. Yes. So join us. Okay, next sketch. We're getting on to the Disney sketch, the Home 2. This felt to me like just a simple way to get in some impressions. I didn't laugh. I just was more watching it, and it was enjoyable. But I mean, there were some great impressions. We saw Kendrick Lamar, Missy Elliott. The Missy Elliott was funny. Nicki Minaj, as obviously Taraji P. Henson doing. She did a great Nicki Minaj, by the way. Her voice was on. Did you laugh?
Because she's playing the two people, and I thought that was really funny because Nicki Minaj was like,
that's what's a ball.
I mean, I like this. I think it had a few clever hidden one-liners, like "spend all of your young money." Like, I guess that kind of paying tribute to things like Frozen and stuff like that, and just like the craziness. Like, Home hasn't even been released, but they're already starting on Home 2. Like, I just think the idea of it to me was funny. Yes, I got a bunch of impersonations in, but I think it was a good premise to do that if she did have these characters in her wheelhouse, and I don't think often we see many guests doing as many impersonations. Is that a fair comment to say? Like, I feel like they kind of do maybe a couple of characters, but not impersonations.
Yeah.
Would that be fair?
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. I'll just say this now. I guess part of my hesitancy with giving Taraji like an A is that she played characters that weren't the punchline. They weren't the funny characters. Like, she played the person interrogating Pete Davidson in the last sketch. There's nothing funny about that. She's just asking this. She was setting him up for the jokes. I mean, she did well as an actor, but we already know she can act. I want to see her be like maybe the teacher, and her and Pete, like she was the teacher that he had the affair, like, that he slept with. And so she has some funny one-liners back.
Sure. Yeah, she felt more like a cast member than a
there's the Kiwi coming out right there. A cast member.
The real me is coming out.
So this one for me, I mean, it was like a C.
Well, I'm going to give it a B. Why? Because I find Diane Wood hilarious, and the fact that they even incorporated them made me laugh because I don't know. Like, I know in New Zealand, Diane Wood is really famous and a big band from South Africa, and they're so weird and crazy. And I just thought it was funny that they're even mentioned. So that made me laugh, and that bumped them from a C to a B.
I had no idea what Diane... You had to show me. I don't know why I didn't know this, but...
I am a butterfly. Like,
what is the name of that song?
That is...
Freaks and something?
Freaks. I think I'm freaky and I like you a lot. Like, they have crazy voices. She's like crazy girl. Her fringe is this long.
That YouTube video has 67 million views, and it freaked me out.
That's the point. Yeah. So you think Lady Gaga is crazy?
Lady Gaga.
Y'all need to find Diane Wood.
Also, Taran Killam's Jim Parsons.
Yes.
Was funny.
Do I even need to be here?
Yeah. Do I even need to be here for this? Yeah, that was pretty good. Okay, next sketch. QVC. We see Taraji, again, like I said, as a QVC host. She was just the host, but the all-star is Kate McKinnon playing Claudette selling this three-way poncho.
Does it bother you when a guest is just like a cast person?
It doesn't bother me if it only happens a couple times, but I felt like most sketches, she was just someone who was semi-disposable. You could have moved in Cecily, you could have moved in Vanessa, you could have moved in Sashir, and the sketch wouldn't have lost a beat. So for me, I don't feel like she added a ton of value to some of these. Some she did, like the Home 2, she added value for her Nicki Minaj impression. But I don't feel like to this, like QVC, she didn't add a ton of value to this as the host of QVC.
True.
I wish they would have wrote in more zingers for her to come back at Kate and like, maybe she calls her out. Like, she's very aware. Like, Kate's kind of unaware that she's all over the place, and 80's unaware. And so maybe she's the aware QVC host that's like, you realize you're not calling these people by the very name they just gave you.
Straight man, yeah.
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 Isn't that a comedy necessity in some sketches?
Sure. I think... I agree. I think because I'm not like, oh, this is her humor and I want to see her do that, where you have like Jim Carrey or something and you're like, I want to see him be that, da-da-da. But I feel like if they can just not blend into the cast, but be part of a setup, I'm okay with that, because I would rather see someone like Kate McKinnon have the gags, because that's exciting for me. Yeah. But I don't know.
I just would have... Here's the thing. This sketch is fine the way it is. I think they should have added more to Taraji so that she's more...
The focus.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be the focus, but she's like the B. Like, if Kate McKinnon's the A role in this sketch, personally, this QVC one, I would have liked to see Taraji be more of a B, whereas I felt kind of like 80 almost took that from her. Like, she wasn't... Again, she didn't add a ton of value, but let's talk about the sketch as a whole, because...
Yeah.
So... I like right off the bat, I think it's Cecily's voice, but she's like, welcome back to QVC, which means, if you're watching this, which means you're a cat and your owner's at work. Hi, little guy.
Yeah, perfect. Cats are hilarious.
You love cats.
I do. I was literally right before the show watching a cat skateboard.
You're right before, you always are watching cat videos. In fact, if you guys follow Kimberly Crossman's official Facebook page,
you'll get to see some of these.
You get to see some of her favorite cat videos. So there you go.
I've just lost half my fan base.
The three-way poncho. I personally, did you kind of think this was going towards like, maybe it's a giant and you can have a three-way in it? Is that terrible? That's what my mind thought?
Yes. Ew.
But like when you say three-way poncho, I'm like, what's a three-way poncho?
I think being a girl, and I think it's quite funny that like you walk past like stalls and stuff at malls, and they're like, it's a scarf you can wear 4 ways. You can wear it as a hat, and you can wear it. So I think it's playing off of that.
Okay, got it.
Or the loosest thing you can wear, and here we have it in theater curtain red. Like, I just found some of these. She's a perfect square. There are a lot of funny one-liners.
That was funny. Steven, let me ask you a question. If I said to you, I have a three-way poncho, where does your mind go?
Three-way.
Thank you. So maybe it's a guy thing.
Maybe it's
ladies
a guy
out there,
thing.
chime in. If somebody says that, did any of you ladies that are watching think, yeah, maybe this is going to go sexual? I thought maybe that's where this was going.
I didn't, and I'm always in the gutter, so I don't know. That's funny that I missed that.
It also could have been funny if the third beat on this, like the third way that you wear it, was something really obnoxious and weird and out of left field.
Yeah. Did you like this one?
I liked the sketch. I did, and I gave it a B. I liked this sketch. I liked that. I think Kate McKinnon saved it. Obviously, she saved. I mean, she was just so cluttered. She was
Emily. Oh, Emily.
Like, why she did that, we'll never know, but that made me laugh. The fact she, like, they literally had just said their name.
Yeah. Oh, Lisa, I would die for you. I thought this was funny. And this was, like we said before, this was Kate McKinnon's episode. She played great characters. I thought this character was really funny. I like the 10-way necklace and then moving to the ladder gag.
Gosh,
the cheapest ladder. And he's going to climb it.
When we come back, yeah.
I mean, I thought it was long. I thought the sketch was long.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
So would you rate it?
I'll give it a B.
Hey, we gave it the same grade. Put your meet my hand in the air.
Yeah.
All right, the next one. With Game of Thrones premiering Sunday night, this was perfectly timely. They basically spoof on Game of Thrones. There's 7 kingdoms. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I've watched some of it to understand references.
I was told I had to, so in the off season between Game of Thrones, I binge watched 4 seasons in like 6 weeks. Wow. Caught up so that I always feel left out when people had Game of Thrones watching parties.
Sure.
So I went to my first Game of Thrones watching party Sunday. I got to watch Game of Thrones with peers and eat pizza.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, it was great, and have some adult beverages. I was hydrating. It was great. So they added an 8th kingdom in Westeros, South Centros. The Game of Thrones parody is Westeros having an 8th kingdom, a black kingdom called South Centros. This was overall, I thought, really well done. I can't imagine the time it took to shoot this. Yeah,
that would have been a big hair and makeup, costumes.
Well, in a cameo by freaking Jaime Lannister, Nikolaj, I always pronounce his name wrong, but Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, or Waldau. I know I'm going to get reamed for saying that wrong, but him saying "Don't hate the Slayer, hate the game" was probably the highlight of it for me.
Was that what they did after it, or something?
Yeah, and he kind of did something like this. I thought this was really well done. So I mean, all around, it wasn't super like one-liner funny, but the idea of it to me is very funny, and so that's what kept me enjoying and engaged.
I mean, yeah, I liked when he's carrying a sword and makes it look like he's carrying a gun. Like, there were a couple of physicalities, where he's like...
Yeah, and what is so she was like, you could literally die any time out here, and then she gets shot right away with an arrow.
And I liked the reference they're selling high top sandals.
Yes, that was a funny reference.
That was kind of funny. I don't feel like there was enough overlaps of references of Game of Thrones. It felt to me, if I'm to be like super critical, I thought they did a great job, but I felt like a lot of it was just kind of like the hood dialogue in Game of Thrones costumes. I guess I was looking for maybe some more context of stuff that's happening in Game of Thrones.
I feel like they gave that, well...
But then again, you know the show a lot better, so maybe you got more out of it.
I feel like they did give context to things that are going on in Game of Thrones, but you can't give too much specific because they're making a whole new kingdom, so they're just doing things that are general for Game of Thrones.
Okay,
which I think was funny. Enough. But we got to see Michael Che act in I love when Michael Che gets to appear in sketches, so we got to see Michael Che. That was great. Oh, The Surge just commented that this sketch is Tyler Perry plus Game of Thrones. That's a fantastic observation. It kind of is a Tyler Perry plus Game of Thrones feel. I'll give you that. I can get on board with that.
We'll jump on board with you.
With a little empire, he added. Or she added. I don't know who The Surge is, but thank you, whoever you are.
What did you rate it?
I'm going to give this a solid A- because I think this will go viral. Game of Thrones fans will think this is funny, I think.
I liked at the beginning how they raised up the map. The opening title, I thought it was cool.
That probably took a long time to create.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, so. All right, next we're in a weekend update. We have 2 guests, the portrait fixer Cecilia Jimenez, and we have Jacob the Bar Mitzvah Boy with a big cameo. Before we get into the guests, were there any jokes that really stuck out to you?
The Game of Thrones versus Hillary Clinton, I wrote down. She's taking over an empire or something. What was it? I don't know what the line was.
But I can't remember the line either, but that was clever. Well done.
I thought it was interesting that people who eat grilled cheese have more sex.
Yes. Is that a real thing? Did you ever look it up?
I didn't.
Did somebody really say that?
I don't know. I just think that's funny. We don't have grilled cheese in New Zealand.
What?
We call them toasted sandwiches.
Oh, so it's the same thing. You just don't call it grilled cheese.
Yeah, but you wouldn't just put cheese in it. You would have cheese and tomato or pineapple and cheese.
So a panini.
No, with essentially grilled cheese, but it has lots of different fillings in it.
Okay, but it's not a grilled cheese then.
Yeah, it's not a grilled cheese. What about just a grilled cheese?
No, it would be called a cheese toasted sandwich.
Has your mouth ever experienced the sensation of a grilled cheese dipped in tomato soup?
No.
Dear God.
What?
Kimberly.
I'm sorry, God.
Hold the
sorry,
phone.
Stephen. I don't know.
Can we get some booze from the
So
audience?
what does this tell you about my sex life?
What? Oh my god!
No grilled chilies.
I tell you what we're doing this week. You and I are hanging out, and I'm gonna make you some freaking grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I'd love to try it. I just thought it's funny because I'm like, that's something I haven't. I've jumped on the mac and cheese thing since
Yeah.
I've been in America.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese with most meals. Haven't done the grilled cheese thing yet.
All right. Well, let's get into the first the
Oh,
portrait.
and the band selfie stick thing. I did write that as being
yeah.
quite funny. I feel like everyone wants to ban selfie sticks.
You have one and you love it.
I do. I
You're
do
very
have
good
it,
at
and I love
You've
it.
posted selfie stick shots on your Instagram.
I have. I'm like pro selfie stick, but I know didn't a bunch of festivals ban them.
Coachella and Lollapalooza. I did the story on it for All Music last week.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So Cecilia Jimenez returns to the update desk to discuss this Lucille Ball statue in Celeron, New York. Is it Celeron or Kelleron? I don't remember, but in New York. I thought this was funny. Mm-hmm. I did. I mean, I love Kate McKinnon. Any character she plays, I laugh at. It's a new twist on how she plays these goofy characters that just kind of say whatever comes out out of their mouth. The best part for me, though, I bet you it's the same.
Yeah, I bet you.
I'll let you say it then. Take it.
Hair?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. When she makes fun of Colin Joe's hair.
And your hair, it just says get me out of here.
I gotta go home. I gotta pick up my kid from school. Yeah, that was great.
I liked
thinks
it.
of stuff like that? That was fantastic.
I thought it was great. I mean, I hadn't seen this character before. I was like, is this a new character? But apparently it's the second time that she's played this character.
It's at least the second. It might be the third. I don't remember for sure, but yeah, it is a recurring character for her. So
I mean, I liked it. I thought it was kind of random that, what is it? Eco Homo Jesus or something she's
Yeah.
famous for.
Yeah. When she had it on her
like a
t-shirt.
handsome sloth from Ice Age. There were funny liners. Yeah, I guess I just wasn't like, ha
Yeah.
ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. It's Kimberly's famous laugh. The next guest we see, Jacob the Bar Mitzvah Boy. This is maybe my favorite Vanessa Bayer character.
Okay.
She's so good at this. However, I would like to see them do something different with it. They did bring in a cameo.
Yes.
A huge one at that.
Yeah.
Freaking Billy Crystal, who used to be on SNL. Mm-hmm. We even almost got his famous, "You look marvelous."
Yeah. What did he say?
He goes, "You look marginally bigger than you did
Yes.
before." You could hear. Did you hear the audience kind of shriek when he goes, "Ma"?
Oh, I didn't. No.
Yeah, go back and watch it. If you
I
guys,
will.
I want to know if anybody else noticed this. He goes, "You look ma," and the audience was like, "Ah!" And he goes, "Generally bigger than you did before."
But don't quote me on it.
But don't quote me on it. Their chemistry was good. Mm-hmm. The chemistry that lacked in this for me that brings Weekend Update down is Colin and Che.
Yeah. I mean, you mean how they reacted to the guests?
No, them between each other. We didn't get anything except the one thing where, say it. Yeah.
The gag about white people rioting with no consequences, and he goes, "Hi."
Hi there. Yeah, he just waves.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a delayed laugh from the crowd, which is good.
Has Billy Crystal hosted SNL recently? When was the last time he's done it before, right?
Yeah, last time.
A long time ago.
Hosted SNL. I want to know this right off the top.
Because I wondered if because I feel like sometimes when they bring cameos in, it's like foreshadowing or teasing.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what he was promoting or if it was just.
That's why I wondered.
Just for a fun thing, but. He has hosted. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing it right off the top, but I mean I know he was on 3 years. So, let's move into. So overall, what did you give Weekend Update?
Maybe a C.
Yeah, it was a B- for me. Okay. I do like when Jacob the Bar Mitzvah Boy comes on, but I want something else to happen with it.
Okay.
So Hollywood Game Night. Good God, Kate McKinnon's Jane Lynch is so absurdly good.
Her physicalities are every time it cut back to her, she was in a different position.
And the
kick thing.
She had the leg up on she's on a podium.
So yeah, I like that. Like she'd come back and she'd be like this, and then the next time she'd be like that. Like I just thought that it was so funny. And thanks to Men's Warehouse, I do think I look good or something. I thought the fire in the set was so funny.
What? The
Behind
fireplace?
her, there's fire.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
just because it has no necessary.
There's no reason for it. It's just like the idea of Hollywood game night and like kind of the set making it look like some superfluous set designs.
Oh, good call. By the way, on the last one, somebody said he was promoting his new show that on FX with Josh Gad. That's right. The Comedians.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I saw a billboard for that before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually was looking. I was at the Clippers last home game last night, and he's usually there. I was looking for him last night. It would have been sweet to see him there.
Give him a high five.
Give him a high five.
Yeah,
Have his hand meet mine.
Sure.
In midair. So we see Kate McKinnon as Jane Lynch, Taron Killam as Vin Diesel, which he did just a couple weeks ago. We get to see that come back. A.D. Bryan as Winona Judd, combing her hair with she said she has horse hair with a horse mitt. Jay Farrell as Common, with doing his Selma Common. Did you like that?
I thought the cut to Chris Pine was hilarious.
Oh my gosh!
And the timing was so good.
Yeah,
so I like that.
Beck Bennett as Nick Offerman with the ever-growing mustache.
It's still growing.
They took most of the sketch to introduce people and let them play the characters, which I would rather see impressions like this than in the Home 2 sketch.
Okay, sure, yeah.
That's my personal preference. What about you?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if they get more airtime, that's funnier.
More airtime.
More airtime.
And then Taraji did a pretty freaking good Wanda Sykes. Is this what you were referring to when you said impressions?
Yeah, I think for me, if I'm looking at the guests, since I've been in this country and watching the show, I don't feel like the guest impersonates. I think they play characters that fit in with sketches, but I don't think they do as many impersonations. So I wonder if they were, in her wheelhouse already and they base things around it, or
probably. I mean, she has like an overall. So when they first sit down at the beginning of the week, like, here's what I can do. Here's what I can do. Here I might be able to do.
Find a way to do it.
Sure.
Cool.
I thought if I had to rank, her Wanda Sykes is probably in the top 3, maybe top 4. Mm-hmm. I would say Kate McKinnon's Jane Lynch. What would you rank number 2? Maybe Beck Bennett's Nick Offerman?
Yeah, I just thought that the lines were funny. I love that it cut back and
it's bigger.
So much bigger.
I would say her Wanda Sykes was dang good.
I thought it was really good. I mean, I liked this. I have one thing.
Tell me your thing.
Was just I felt like it faded out again at the end. Like that was there's just like a couple of the sketches in this episode that I felt were really strong, and then they just kind of. It's like you're building, and then it's like that's it. You're like what? I need a payoff or a tag.
A couple really good comments on the live chat here. So first, Joseph Ortiz, he said this sketch is the new Jeopardy for the modern cast. That's a
sure.
Yeah, I'm on board with that because Celebrity Jeopardy was. Yeah. I mean, they still do it sometimes. They've done it recently.
They did it, recent.
Even this season, they did it on the 40th anniversary with Justin Timberlake. Bieber. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is kind of the new Celebrity Jeopardy. It's a way to get people in. Hollywood Game Night's actually a fun show to watch. If you've ever watched it, it's actually pretty freaking funny because you get to see people out of their element a little bit and playing games. Someone else commented, that was Joseph Ortiz. Sarah Morales says they should have played the games where they get up and be crazy, take a physical comedy spin on it. Yeah,
that would have been cool to see them do their impersonations and physicalize them.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Interesting. The Bentley Ninja's saying that sometimes it's good to just focus on the cast. So this was like a good way to get Taraji in, but it was also showing off a lot of the cast. Yeah, I think that is necessary to show what the cast can do as we're coming towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Kay Bassey agrees with you. She said it fizzled out too soon. That's true about some sketches.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm going to give this sketch a B+ though because there's a lot of really good live impressions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll give it a B.
Next one, Janelle dances. We see Sashir come back as Janelle, live streaming her channel from her bedroom with Kyle McKinnon as her friend, who obviously wants her, and she thinks they're just friends. Taraji is her mom, and Jay Farrell comes in cameo.
Why did they do this live?
As opposed to a digital short?
Yeah, I feel like if it's under the premise of YouTube, it would have been funnier if they had edits in it.
Like what edits would have added value to make that funnier?
I think timing. I don't know. I just felt like some sound effects or some. I don't know. Like if it's supposed to be a YouTube thing, like how YouTube. Do you watch a lot of vlogging or anything of how these videos actually look in real life, or?
Yeah.
Because usually they have some fast-paced editing. I don't know. I just feel like
no, because this is a live stream. So like it couldn't be a digital short.
That's true.
I mean, they could have made it, but it wouldn't have appeared as much. Like a live stream, like things happen, accidents happen.
Sure. Okay.
People cough, and whatever happens. So to allow for that to breathe,
could they not have pre-recorded it as a live stream though? I just felt like there was a lot of air that kind of kills comedy. But
I mean, then you lose a little bit of the fact that it's Saturday night live. If they do too many digital
Saturday
things.
night, pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded TV.
Fair enough.
You know?
I felt like this fell short for me for a little bit, so I was like, maybe
really?
it was too slow. But then I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was funny to watch him be in the middle of being like dry humped from both sides.
Hold on, can we talk about this?
It looked painful.
Taraji was straight up smoking him with her crotch. Like, she was throwing her midsection into him so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I wonder if he got racked at all. Like, it's called, like when guys get... Steve, what do you call it when a guy gets kicked in the nuts?
Kicked in the nuts.
All right. Well, I wonder if he actually... But, like, he didn't get kicked. He got, like...
Sack-tapped?
He got pelvic thrusted into the nuts.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It almost looked like I'm wondering how he was surviving that.
Well, he didn't really appear much in the episode, and I really like him, so I was excited to see him, and he saved it for me. I just didn't find this super funny. I didn't know if it was off the back of... Did you hear that Snoop Dogg story this week where his wife and daughter basically are taking twerking classes, and they've hired someone to like fly out to Vegas for their living to do an intensive twerking?
Why?
I thought that this was off the back of that.
Maybe. I feel like twerking's over. Like, that funny beat is over for me. I mean, to see someone do it that you wouldn't expect to do it can still be funny, but the idea of making twerking a pun, like a joke, isn't funny to me anymore.
No.
But it was funny to see Taraji do that, and like, if you're gonna move in this house, this is how you do it. She's got moves too. I'll give her that.
She does.
Yeah.
I think I obviously didn't like this a lot because I noticed a few things, like the fact there was a Beyonce poster in the back that made me laugh, and a few other specifics that if I'm really enjoying something, I think
you don't.
I have my
attention.
blinkers on, and so when I'm looking at
Blinders.
Blinders?
Yeah. Blinkers would be like if you're changing lanes. Blinders would be like you have your blinders on to only see one direction.
Sure, one direction.
Hey yo.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I give this
Horse
one a...
blinkers, isn't that what they're called?
Steven, blinders or blinkers?
Darn New Zealand. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, I gave that one a C.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it a C.
Sesame Street. We see. This was the only Empire-related sketch.
Yeah, which is probably kind of good. I guess people were probably expecting a lot more.
I was expecting one. I mean, they did.
Do you watch Empire?
No, I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list
Someone
of
told me
things.
it's like getting ready to jump the shark. Have you heard of that reference before?
Meaning...
What show? And now it's just escaped me. There was some show that was really popular and like had a huge following, and then it just got too ridiculous to the point where he's out like water skiing and jumps over a shark, and it was like that was the death of the show. Like, and someone told me that their opinion of Empire is that it's like so close to
not being believable.
Like they're
Gotcha.
getting too ridiculous that.
Oh, interesting. No, I don't watch
But
it yet.
I was just curious if that was an opinion had by all or just one I overheard.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, the first time they reference it in the show, really.
This was a funny way to do it. It's an interesting way, but I didn't think that this paid enough homage to the fact that she is in the news for Empire right now. That's why she's hosting the show. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel like this was enough to put Empire in that light. I don't know. It felt like it fell short for me.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, I like Sesame Street, so seeing like some of my favorite characters, I'm like, that's so cool because I've done it a couple of times, right, where they've included Sesame Street.
I like when she called Snuffleupagus Snuffy. Snuffy, you need to stop rapping like you're from the streets. You're not about that life.
Yes.
That was funny. I just think that this is all they did with Empire. Like, for me, I don't know. I want to see more. I don't even watch Empire, but they did a great sketch on it a couple weeks ago. Maybe tag off that.
Maybe that didn't do well or something. I don't know.
I don't know. And when they did say, I did say this last week, that I wanted to see Keenan's Terrence Howard again. That was kind of looking forward to that.
You were expecting him to do that.
Yeah, I was. That was my prediction.
I liked the cookie puns.
She did eat that cookie with a vengeance.
She did.
Yeah, she
and
did.
she skinned Elmo.
Yeah, she did. So, anyways, this one for me was
the last three sketches we've gone.
Anyways, this was a D+ for me. It was okay.
This is a D+?
Yeah, this is my first D.
First D?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it had some... I liked Bobby's role in it.
Sure.
I liked paving the way. First of all, white people can do it, then black men can do it, and then all women can do it, but it has to be underarm.
Yeah. Oh, we're on the next one. Cinema Classics.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Keenan as Reese DeWatt talking about famous baseball movie, their own league.
I'm on the next one.
Playoff, a league of their own. Yes, women in baseball, and then Taraji shows up and wants to join.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, our husbands are we have to be racist.
We have to be racist, yeah. That was the only line I wrote down that really made me like,
yeah.
But it was, yeah, it was kind of like, it's borderline like, are they being offensive or are they not? But I didn't feel like it was. And I feel like it was, overall it's a good sketch. But that's it for me. It was just kind of like, it was just is what it is.
Yeah, and then they ended it by being like, the men are back.
Yeah. It didn't end well.
No.
I didn't know that they didn't know how to wrap it. So, Mumford and Sons sang 2 songs. They were, for me, I liked the older Mumford and Sons.
Yeah, I miss them using cool little banjos and ukuleles and stuff.
Yeah, this is a little more rocker-ish. They sang "Believe" and "The Wolf," which were, it was good. They did a good job. But I don't know. I'm curious to see how their album sounds because I like Mumford and Sons, and it didn't feel like the Mumford and Sons I like. Last sketch, Connectatron. I'm not even going to talk about this because we have an actual Power Ranger here. Kimberly Crossman was the first female Red Power Ranger. This was a Power Ranger sketch where Taryn is the head, blah, blah, blah. Talk about it. Did you like this?
Oh, of course. Obviously I am a Power Ranger. So, of course, anytime anything takes the piss, or what do you call it?
Yeah.
References it, I'm always so invested because it is ridiculous. We're all in pods fighting. Whoa! And then what was it, Sharkman or something?
Yeah. Sharkazar.
And some of the one-liners, even when we're shooting the show, are so funny. You're having a bad hair day. Let me help blow it out, or something. Just hilarious lines. And I feel like they really did well. And yeah. I really liked this. Apparently, they cut it short.
They did,
I read online. Yeah, there's a longer version online, so I'm excited to watch that.
I haven't seen that. I'll have to go see that.
As a Power Ranger, I love Power Rangers references, and I thought that this was really cool and
I thought the beat was funny, that she was the left leg refusing to attach.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
And even the physicality of seeing it on the screen when it's just some shark man with one leg up and then he just puts it down.
I would have liked to see this as an entire sketch and something else cut short. So I thought this was a great way to end the night for me. So in the meantime, we'll be back in 3 weeks for episode 19 with Scarlett Johansson and an unnamed musical guest. In the freaking meantime, and when we're back is going to be very close to you finding out some big news. So we will tease that. We will talk about it next time. Kimberly's got something very big happening in her life. So in the meantime, where can people find you?
At Kim Crossman on Instagram and Twitter, and then Kimberly Crossman on Facebook.
You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Danny Hoyt, and on Snapchat at DannyHoyt47. We will be periscoping some stuff in the future. In the meantime, thanks for joining us. Thanks for live chatting. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.